folks, these materials, which I will review right now, they are printed and carefully explained in the content for. The folder is Final Test Learning Materials. So you can find it there. Final Test Learning Materials. And that is the section named Learning Materials for CIS 101 Final Exam. So that is about 38 explanations. So let me start with number one, folks. So the question, what is a web address and what is domain name? That is an explanation, folks. A domain name and web address is feature of the website which is actually substitute the IP address. So the URL name is something like this: http www.chase.com. Definitely Chase as website must have the IP address, but for people who dealing with web, and you know the difference between web and internet is the internet is communication system, communication tools. This is communication facilities and everything else like this. But web is information tool. This is system to access the information using the feature of internet. So internet is a hardware and software to provide your communication, and web is a system that allows you to get information from it. So that is the difference between IP address. IP address is a feature of internet, and domain name is feature of the web. Number two, spam. What is a spam? Folks, you know what spam is when you get email that you didn't request and didn't expect, but that is advertisement, and that is like something that you don't need. And spam could be on telephone, spam could be on your web. The worst spam is malware. When you get the malware that actually has features to stick to your browser, and when it sticks, you will see this advertisement every time you open the browser. The worst case scenario when the browser is actually readdressed the starting page from your lovely Google to any other advertisement. So, folks, this is actually malware. Malware is a kind of virus, but that does not destroy your computer, that destroy your functions of the how to be a user. And what you need to do, you need to have the anti-malware. Anti-malware, folks, malware is the software that you need to buy. I can recommend the software that I use, the software named Spy Hunter. It's not free, it costs like about $80 a year. Connection between ISP and houses. ISP is Internet Service Provider, and house, it is your house. So, how to connect Internet Service Provider to your house? You know that when you subscribe for the Optimum Online or any other internet provider, let's say Fios or other, they will give you the modem. This modem is a box that actually stay inside in your house, and this is a buffer between internet service provider code and your internet features, your local area network. So FTTP actually fiber to the home. This is fiber optic cable connected running internet service provider to your home and business. So FTTP is different than FTP. FTP is a protocol, and protocol is feature of the internet that allows you to use file transfer. So cable that like TV cable named coaxial cable. So coaxial because it's actually cylinder with the center of the cylinder is a copper wire, and on the peripheral is the cylinder of the wires, so you will not lose any power of your signal. The description of FTTP and coaxial is in content 4 in learning materials for final exam. All right, folks, what is presentation and what software we use for presentation? Presentation actually is demonstration of a certain description about what you invented or what you know or about yourself or about somebody else. One of the applications is Microsoft PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint, you can find the video about PowerPoint in the collection of videos that I placed there. If you do not have Microsoft Office, because sometimes it's very expensive and you just use open office programs. So in open office, which you can download, Google first open office and then download the software. And in open office, the presentation maker is named Impress. Impress. Okay, next question. Features of operating system, folks. You can see it here. Features of operating system. Folks, first of all, operating system is software connector between the hardware of your computer and you, user. Not only. What kind of operating system we can find on the market? First of all, operating system could be single task operating system or multitask operating system. What is single task? For example, if you have ATM machine, that is single task operating system that provides interface between user of ATM and computer that actually connected to the bank with ATM. Multitasking is a normal operating system like Windows or Mac OS, which actually provide many jobs simultaneously on your computer, and that is multitasking operating system. Special features of this operating system allows this operating system to work for many jobs simultaneously. Definitely, you need to have hardware resources for your computer. That hardware resources could be the processor speed, velocity, then amount of random access memory. This is operating memory. For good multitasking job, I would like to recommend not less than 16 gigabyte of RAM, 16 gigabyte of memory, and you need to have the storage device. Folks, contemporary computers can use SSD. SSD is solid state drives. Solid state drives provide pretty good speed, but they're still expensive. But you can get at least storage device about 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes. What else I would like to recommend you folks? When you use your operating system and you have a pretty good collection of files, that is your photographs, your literature, your movies, your achievements, resume, everything, that is quite a good collection of treasures. So what you need to do, you need to make a backup. For the backup, I recommend to buy external drive. Folks, on Amazon, you can buy WD, Western Digital, Passport Drive. Remember that, Passport. Passport Drive, folks, is reliable, small pocket drive that you can connect to your computer and use built-in software to make a backup of your computer drive, meaning if you catch the virus or your computer is malfunctioning, so you can restore your files accordingly. Okay, folks, a distributed operating system. This distributed operating systems, folks, is operating systems that actually work with a network. The distributed system is distribute itself through the network computers. So every computer actually has a part of this distributed computing operating system. Embedded, embedded operating system. The example of embedded operating system, folks, is your telephone. You didn't install this operating system that was embed in the memory, permanent memory of this device. When you bought this operating system is already there. Okay, real-time operating system, folks. Real-time operating system works in a factories because when factory manufacturing something, so they need to um, control robotic devices, different manipulators, and they need to know the conditions of this every single second, every single moment. Imagine that computer-controlled crane actually assisting builders in home building factories, something like this. So real time has different sensors which actually send a lot of information, and operating system actually can see, hear, and feel environment which operating system used for its job. Okay, number six, folks, folder. What is folder? Folder, another name is directory. Directory. Directory is actually the structure on the file system on the disk. You can read a description of the folder in number six of the learning materials here. So this is a feature that allows you to organize relative files together. So they can see it inside of the folder, has a specific features that relative to this folder. Okay, malicious software, folks. That is interesting theme. First of all, malicious software is a viruses, it's worms, Trojan horses, ransomware, spyware, and so on, and botnet. Let me explain each category. First of all, computer virus is a very small piece of software that could come to your computer from outside because when you connect to the World Wide Web and Internet, consider that this is bidirectional connection. Bidirectional. So this bidirectional connection allows not only your materials up to be uploaded to the internet service and web service, but also content of the web and internet to be downloaded during the time you cannot control. So that is could be created. The virus could be created by cyber criminals. So what is the purpose of the virus? First of all, to steal your money. Folks, when you operate with a bank, when you operate with your credit card, your passwords and your username is stored on your computer. So the purpose of the virus is to get your identity and then pretend that the virus is you to get your money. So, folks, to check your computer for viruses is the procedure that actually necessary to keep your computer health without cyber crooks and cyber criminals that can steal your information. How to keep your computer clean? You need to buy, download, and run the software named antivirus. The very famous antivirus is McAfee. Another one is Norton antivirus, ADC antivirus, and many others. You can Google antivirus software. What I would like to tell you about it, folks, that if you have a pirate software, meaning portable software, or the software that you actually didn't buy but download from kind of, let's say, fiction for free, like not lawful websites. The antivirus software can detect the software that you have illegally and can kill it. So be careful if you run antivirus software, your illegal software could be and will be killed. Folks, Trojan Horse. What is Trojan Horse? Trojan Horse is a program that pretend to be a legal program. So it face you like I'm good piece of software, just run me. When you run it, it will replicate itself everywhere on your computer and then steal your identity again. So if you see something unusual that you did not download and did not install, be very careful. That could be Trojan horse. Ransomware, folks. Ransomware is a program that encrypt the entire content of your computer. That is a very dangerous thing, folks. So everything that you have, your diploma text, your resume, your dissertation, your diploma thesis, your work, your job, your pictures, everything will not be accessible. But they ask you to send them money from, let's say, 300 to $3,000, and then they promise to give you a key to decrypt everything. But sometimes they're lying, and everything will be encrypted. So you need to have anti-ransomware installed on your computer. It costs money, some kind of let's say it will cost you about $40, $70 a year. All right, so you can read more about malicious software in this folder. Fiction book style, folks. I told you about fiction book style. The book style formatting in a word processor, it is no gap between paragraph. Then you need to go to first line indentation about half of inch, and also alignment must be justification. Okay, 4 ways to create of table. 4 ways. What is 4 ways? First, it is draw the table. When you insert the table, you will see option draw the table in Microsoft Word. Then just create a table according to the creation tool. Okay, that is second. Third is convert text to table. The fourth way is copy and paste from Excel. Excel main structure is a table. So when you select information from Excel, you can copy and paste. Okay, so this is four-way. Web server. What is a web server, folks? All of these questions will be on final, so be very careful. Listen carefully. Web server. Folks, web server is additional servers. So internet server is servers that provide communication between other servers. So they provide online connection protocol like TCP/IP. This is internet server. But web server is server that actually contain few URLs inside of it. So that operate with HTTP. HTTP is a hypertext transfer protocol. So difference between internet server and web server is significant. Internet server provide communication, web server provide information. So remember that. Next question 11, executable program. Folks, what is executable program? It's any program that actually you run on your computer. But when you see the icon of this program and then you double click this to run, this program cannot be running from the hard drive where it is located during the peaceful session. So when you need this program to work, you double click it and then this program will be transferred to the real memory, to the memory of the computer. Okay, so from the storage to the memory, and these programs could be run only from the random access memory, so from the memory of the computer. Then we can decide that a good amount of memory is necessary for the running of big programs. Okay, number 12, maintaining your Windows operating system. Folks, what do you need to do during the maintenance? Actually, contemporary Windows that dealing with maintenance by itself. But sometimes you need to clean up the hard drive, meaning that utility you can find. Can you hear me well, guys? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, very good. If you go to hard drive icon in this PC or my computer, you can right mouse click on this icon of the drive, and then you will see properties. In the properties of this drive, you will see clean up the drive. Clean. This is cleaning utility that actually will remove your old internet files and old files from this free some space. Then checking drive for errors also is option there, and defragmentation. For defragmentations is when you squeeze all busy spaces on the hard drive to one side and all free space to other side of the hardware. So you consolidate free space. You need to remember this. Consolidate free space. Okay, so this is necessary management. Okay, for cyber terrorism. Oh my, cyber terrorism is very, very serious criminality. So, Federal Bureau of FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation uh, give the definition of cyber terrorism like premeditated, politically motivated attack against information, computing system, computer program, and data, which result in violence against non-combatant targets for subnational groups or clandestine agents. So, folks, I remember the sample of cyber terrorism when Putin, the Russian president, who is an international terrorist and now opened the warfare against independent country Ukraine. Okay, he sent the specific messages to the computing system that support Democratic Party 6 years ago during the election of Donald Trump, and he helped Donald Trump to be elected, which is definitely cyber terrorism. So we had 4 years of kind of crazy president like Donald Trump. God bless, now we have Biden. The next question, 14. The order of arithmetical operation in Excel. Folks, the order is the same as in algebra. First, we have the exponential, for example, 3 in a power of 2. Then we have multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. All right, absolute cell reference. Folks, this is interesting thing, and sometimes when you use field handle, the field handle will move address accordingly to the table in Excel. But if you would like this address not to be changed for the cell, so for example, you just fill up the percentage for the tax in New York State, and then you don't want this to be changed anywhere. So in address of this cell in a formula, you need to put dollar because a dollar before column and dollar before number. So that, for example, the cell B4, which is just a regular reference for the cell, will look like dollar $B, dollar $4. I mean dollar sign. Okay, the default view of MS Word. Folks, when you open MS Word, you will see print layout. That is default view. But when you create a website, when you save it as a website, that will be web layout. Number 7, you will read yourself. This is nothing difficult, meaning how to be computer educated, what you need to know. This is 10 points of information that you need to just read from these materials. Okay, then folks, the most important family of internet protocols. That actually, this information you can find in description of the networking in the video of network. But here, folks, I will remind you what is this. Just to remind you how this internet is functioning, that I would like to tell you, folks, that every computer on the web that behave as internet server must stay permanently connected to other computers to create stable network. Okay, they connected through the communication facilities and through the cables, and these big servers, they are very important for the safety of the country, and they're sitting on the bunkers in the safe conditions. These computers are intelligent, meaning they know how to communicate with other computers. And messages that sent, information that sent from one computer to another actually will be shredded by very small fractions, and these fractions named packages. So packages will be sent one by one, but they will send using principle the first respond, the first get. So when one computer call other computers to respond and get the message format, uh, this computer never know which first computer will be answer for its call. But the first who answered will get the first package. The second package will be receiving by another computer, and that computer will take another message. And so randomly, all of the messages, all of the packages will be sent. Eventually, they will be sent to recipient computer. How do they know where recipient computer is? But they have geography functions named routing system. This routing system actually know which computer are located close to the recipient. So all of this system, folks, is under control by the protocol. Protocol is a program that's sitting residentially in the brain of the computer servers, which actually create internet, and it names Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, TCP IP. Okay, TCP IP. Another protocol, folks, another protocol is file transfer protocol. So when you download and upload files, you usually use protocol FTP. FTP is file transfer protocol. Actually, also protocol that allows you to find out the name of the file and location of the file, and then recipient, like your computer. Next one, SMTP. Folks, SMTP is simple mail transfer protocol. So when you use Microsoft Outlook or other client programs to download your email, SMTP is protocol that actually gives you opportunity to get your email content. Eventually, the POP, Post Office Protocol, folks, this is protocol that allows you to get your messages from internet server to your personal computer. Okay, next one, 19. Proxy server. Folks, proxy server is a server that actually connected between the web server and your computer. That is proxy server. Sometimes it is between web server and provider computer, internet service provider. What actually proxy server doing? Proxy server is catching the viruses and malware. So it actually protecting your computer and your provider computer from the viruses, malware, ransomware, and advertisementware. Okay, what is point of sale, POS, folks? I never told you before, but this is a very simple question. POS is a caching machine that connected to the computer, central computer in the big stores. So, for example, if you go to the supermarket and when you scan your products that you bought there, your items, every item is marked up with a pin with a code, right? The code actually allows to understand what did you buy, what the price on it, and it actually subtract this purchase from the list that was on the warehouse and add money that you will pay. So point of sale, this is cashing machine connected as a terminal to the central service computer in the supermarkets. Okay, what is number 21? What is the list of most popular and usable operating system? Folks, Windows 7, Windows 10, now it is Windows 11. It's not listed here, but some computers already has Windows 11. Then Android, iOS, that is small tablet. Ubuntu Linux, this is freeware. It's open source. Then, folks, Macintosh operating system, and many others. Let's say that will be big computers operating system named mainframe, and so on. Okay, what is 1 byte, folks? What is 1 byte? 1 byte is congregation of 8 bit. 8 bit, 1 bit is just one simple binary digit. Binary digit is digit that can be either 1 or 0. We can consider is also logical. When we told about one is yes, one is right, one is alive against 0, which is 0 is left, 0 is down, 0 is off, and so on. So all negative is 0, all positive is 1. So 1 byte, folks, 1 byte is 8 bit. So communication uh, actually computer communicate with 1 byte, byte by byte, and these bytes, folks, actually could be interpreted in a different way. It could be a letter when you encode it as ASCII code, American code for information. How many letters could be encoded? In the ASCII code, that could be 256 letters. Why so? Because number of variations in 1 byte, number of different bytes that we can list in one table will be 2 in the power of 8. Why 8? Because byte is 8-bit. Then 2 in the power of 8 will be 256. Okay, folks, Internet versus www. What is www? 3W. 3W is the international organization, actually World Wide Web concern that dealing with protocols that allows people to get information from the distributed system of knowledge. This is www. Internet, as I told you folks, is the system that provides communication and very reliable communication, worldwide communication, using communication facilities and computers. What kind of communication facilities? That is communication equipment that use coaxial cable, communication equipment that use fiber optics, communication computer that use a wireless Wi-Fi system, and communication computer that use satellite that also running around the Earth. Okay, the difference between Internet and www is listed here in question 23. Folks, data. What is data? Data is something that was taken before um, before processing. before processing. For example, you made a photograph, and that is data. When you supply this photograph with description, change the color scheme, change the size, make it beautiful, that is already information. So the difference between data and information, data is before processing, and after processing, that is information. W3C, folks, I told you, question number 25. W3C is World Wide Web Consortium. Consortium is, I told you, that is an organization that dealing with the protocols and orders and principles of usage of World Wide Web. Now, communication devices. That is very interesting. Question 24, communication devices. Folks, when you have your telephone, you have communication devices like a smartphone, right? And your smartphone use cell principles of communications, like a cell phone communication, to send and receive data. But you also can use your Bluetooth devices, for example, speaker that will receive information from your phone and work without wires. Then, folks, you can use communication device which is remote control. Use infrared connection with your TV. Then modem, folks. Modem is most speedy, most high velocity information connection device, which actually provided by internet service provider. And when you have um, wireless network in your house, that will be Wi-Fi or wireless Ethernet. That is actually also communication service. Okay, a list of popular arithmetical operations in Excel. You just read it. Okay, what is two-step identification, folks? You know, in most internet access, you can use two-step identification. First, your username, which provide identification, and a password for authentication. But in the last time, that they also provide the third step. The third step is sending you a message on your communication device. That could be your email or your smartphone, and then you need to say yes or no. Did you request this communication? So two-step or three-step, three-step communication. 29, you will just read about Trojan horse. Open source software, folks. OSS, source software. What is this? This is free software. Sometimes people create just a royalty-free software that people can use without payment. Okay, and they allows you to uh, make changes in this software and use it. That is open source. Samples is operating system Ubuntu and system Linux and OpenOffice also. All right, number 31, folks, digital security risk. What is this? Folks, I told you when you connect to internet connected to you. And definitely your computer could be a target for the intruders. They have a specific tools that allows them to get inside of your computer and see your files, and their purpose either to take your secrets or to take your money. So that is definitely digital risk. What is computer? You'll just read number 32. Um, the max mean average sum today, and if that is functions of Excel, you will read about them. What is this? Now, digital signature, you also read what is this. When you send and receive messages that actually connected to the judicial and important governmental documents, you will send a specific encoded signature that will be recognized by recipient and will be recognized that that's you, but not anybody else. Number 35, folks, that is laser printer. LCD monitor and hold on a second. That is laser printer, LCD monitor, CRT monitor. CRT is a cathode ray tube. It's old-fashioned TV. A RAM. They're all computer components. What is cloud storage? You know, this storage actually not only a local computer, but storage organized on the servers. So to get this storage, you sometimes need to pay for this, or sometimes you just get it for free. Now, phishing, you will just read for this, and actually, you have links for glossary and book for MS Excel, MS Word.